Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited for today's video because I got, I think probably my biggest PR package, and it is beautiful. I got a giant box from Florasis. I've wanted to try them for a while. If you don't know, they are a luxury Chinese brand. They have some of the most beautiful, like over-the-top packaging, and I'm very excited to finally try them. They sent me this. They are having their Black Friday sale. It's a very long sale. I'll have the details in the description box, but really excited to try these. I don't really have anything on my face yet because they sent me face products and eye products and stuff. So I'm gonna try this out, see what I think, see if it's worth the money. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a definite soft spot for indie makeup and high-end makeup, and I tend to take a pretty analytical approach to the content I make, be it reviewing a new product or just using things that I already know and love. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe, especially right now. I have a lot of videos planned for the next month and a half. Okay, so like I said, I don't really have any makeup on yet. I just have a little bit of my NARS foundation and House Labs concealer on, and then a little bit of the YSL Candy Glaze in Scenic Brown. My lips felt a little dry, and they did send a lipstick, but I wanted something hydrating on while I play with this. Before I go into what they sent me and all of that, I do want to say this is a first impression video, so I have worn one of these products, the lipstick, already once. Everything else I'm going to be touching for the first time. So it's not like an informed opinion. I haven't used it enough to really build a relationship with any of this and know how it lasts and how it performs over time. But first impressions are fun, and I figured I would try this on camera for the first time. Like I said, they did say when they sent this to me, there wasn't like a, oh, you need to mention this or you need to film with this. There was nothing like that. They just said, hey, here's some stuff to try. But they are doing their Black Friday sale. I believe they said it starts on November 8th, which might be the day this goes up. I think this might go up the day after, depending on editing and schedule. And then it's gonna last for a while. I'll have all the details in the description box. And I know it's like they'll have their best prices of the year, they said, like most brands during Black Friday, and then you've got special gifts. And then I think they said I might get a discount code as well, and if I do, I will have that in the description box as well. I don't know what it'll be, or if I will, so I don't want to promise anything now. But if I do get anything, there'll be a pinned comment and something in the description box. Okay, so like I said, this is a very large box. Like, I'm 6'2". This is a big box. Everything was very well packaged, and when they said they were gonna send me some stuff, I was like very excited. Didn't know. She just said, I'll pick some products I think you'll like. I did not expect this big of a box, and you'll see why. And I think this has to do with the Black Friday sale. So first they sent me, I've already opened everything and then put it back just to make sure to see what they sent. This, I believe, is a powder. I have not set my face yet, so maybe I'll try this, although I'm not looking like I really need to set my face. But I think this is a face powder. And then the other products they sent are one of their eyeshadow palettes, which look really beautiful. Hi, Dean. This is the Floral Engraving Phoenix in Golden Brown. These are pretty expensive, but they're like $50 something normally, at least on Amazon. But they look gorgeous, so really excited to try this. And I do like that it has a bunch of, each shade is a different bird. It says like peacock, canary, warbler, thrush, phoenix, egret, swan, finch, swallow. Really excited for that. This, I believe, is a face palette, so everything's in Chinese, so I don't know exactly what it says, but it says Flowery Makeup Relief Palette, and when I looked at it on Amazon to double check, it looked like a face palette, like it's supposed to be a powder highlight, a bronzer contour, a blush, and then like a shimmery glowy highlight. I might end up just using this as another eyeshadow palette because the shades look like they might not work for my skin tone, but we'll see. And then they sent me one of their lipsticks, which I have opened and worn and is beautiful. And then the other half of this giant box is a jewelry box. So I think when they said in their email that you get gifts with purchases. This might be one of them. It's really pretty. It's just a nice white box. It feels very high quality. It's got a little bow on top and it says that it was made in China and Florasis. It's got their logo there. I don't need this. I do have jewelry. I'm wearing 2 small earrings right now. I have a handful of earrings, I have a couple necklaces, I have some rings, but I don't have enough for this. I also don't really have a place to put this. So while it is beautiful, I think I will be giving this to like my sister-in-law or giving it to someone who I know has a bigger jewelry collection and needs it, but it's beautiful. So the top opens up and you've got this, got a really nice mirror. I also live in a tiny apartment and all my makeup is in like a cabinet in my bedroom because I have nowhere to put things. So my end table, my bedroom's so small, my end table is like 4 inches by 6 inches, and it has a book and my lamp and my charger. And then that made a weird noise. It didn't when I had it on the table, but then there's a drawer in here, closes, magnet. I think it's really well done. It's really pretty. Very thankful that they sent this to me. I'm very grateful that they sent any of this to me. That I think I will be giving to someone who needs it more than me, and then I will get to use all these pretty things. So this is the powder here. I already took off the little sticker. This is a really cool compact. I mean, everything is just gorgeous. I think this is supposed to be, from what I could tell from looking online, like a soft, like translucent matte. And they do have a few different options. This one is shade 3 in the Peach Blossom powder. And I really like that it like twists. So it's got this little thing here to show you where the front is, but so I thought maybe that popped open, but nope, it twists, pops open, and then you've got the puff and the powder in there. In here we've got the face palette, which is one of the prettiest things I've ever received. It's got this beautiful phoenix on there, and that one does use the little class. And then here's the interior, so you can see what I mean. Like this might work, it might not, but you've got a powder highlight, a bronzer contour, blush, and then like a shiny highlight, which is gorgeous. And then everything's engraved. So this one has things based on different, it's all Chinese mythology. So you have a dragon, you have a phoenix, you have a tiger, and then you have the black tortoise here. As a mythology nerd, this all very excites me. And then the lipstick comes like this, pops open, and it is the most elaborate lipstick component I've ever seen. I've seen people use this before. I've seen it online. I've almost bought it. It has a little charm. Hopefully that focuses. There you go. Kind of looks like a jellyfish to me, which I also enjoy. And then you click the side and the lipstick pops out, and then it's still secure. Like it's not gonna fall. Like I have to pull. And then it is, I've already used it, but it is so beautifully engraved, and different shades have different engravings on them. So this one has, looks like a woman, looks like a person praying or burning incense or something. Really beautiful. There's even like some browns and some other stuff. It's so over the top, but I love it. And then this is the palette. So pops open here. And then, so pretty. A little less, I think I like this like engraved in here a little bit more, but this is beautiful. So it's sparkly. It does have plastic on it. Let me take that off. It's protecting it, but also, you know, hiding how pretty it is. Oh wow, it's even sparklier than I thought. It's so glittery. You can see my ring light reflecting. And then it's this watery swirl of blue peacock feathers, and I'm a fan of everything. Blue is my favorite color. I love this. And then you open it up, you got a nice looking, decent sized mirror in here, which I will take the sticker off because I will need to use that. Decent sized mirror. And then here is the palette. So there's different birds, and it's one big picture. So there's a phoenix in the middle, and its tail feathers are kind of going everywhere. So you've got this red eyeshadow, that's a matte, and then you've got kind of a champagne and a pale gold shimmer, kind of an orange shimmer and a blue shimmer, and then a pale matte, a pale beige, a warmer beige, or kind of red, and then a darker tone. So I'm excited to try these. I'm not gonna do swatches because I do not want to ruin these engravings even faster. So we're just gonna use it. So I'm gonna try the face palette first, just so we can see. I also have my Hourglass here one in case I need like a little bit more bronzer. I'm gonna use a smaller brush. I'll use my number 5 from Refer. Fits in pretty well. And I'm gonna use this more like a contour at first just to see. It is definitely a bronzer. There's a little bit of, because this was a freshly washed brush, so there's nothing else on it. So there is a little bit of warmth to it. It's subtle, it's very natural looking. No, I think it is a little more cool tone. Now that I'm getting a little bit more on, it is a little cool tone, so I will add some bronzer on top that's a little warmer. But I will use this to sculpt my face. Picks up nicely in the brush, but you can see the tone. It's kind of neutral, which on my olive undertone is pulling in a little cool in some spots. Yeah, in person it's pretty neutral, so I would say it's more of a sculpting shade. I'm just pinching the brush and using it to kind of shape my nose a little bit. But it's a really pretty color. Formula's working nicely. Works as, I would say that's definitely more a contour, which is what I expected. Then I've got another number 5 here. Actually, I'm gonna try the powder highlight. I don't think I need to set my face, so I don't know if I'll need to use this. Let's use, pick up a little bit of this powder highlight, like a brightening shade, and it looks a little yellow, so that should work for my skin tone. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. Pinching and putting it right there. Yeah, that's a nice brightening shade. So I've got a contour and a brightening shade. Oh yeah, that's pretty brightening. Okay. And then I've got another number 5 here I'm gonna use for the blush, so we'll see how that works. Picked up nicely. It is just a matte, kind of reddy, warm color. Not the most pigmented blush, which I wouldn't expect. I feel like most blushes from East Asian brands tend to be more buildable that I've seen. It's a pretty color. It is definitely more just like a red, but a soft red. It kind of mimics how most people would flush when they blush. So it feels very natural. It's really pretty. I'm gonna use this brush again and just kind of pat together. And then I have a highlight brush. Let's try the shiny highlight. That's the one with the dragon on it. Oh, okay. That is a highlight. That is very bright. Okay. Wow. It's so pretty. I'm gonna put a little bit more blush on top of it. This side especially, I got way too much. But they're blending in together nicely. That is a very, very reflective highlight. So if you like a shiny reflective highlighter, it's very smooth, and I don't see glitter, just reflectivity. A little bit on my brow bone. And this is a fluffy brush. This is like a really flimsy, fluffy brush, so it picks up easily. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of my Hourglass bronzer just to add a little bit of warmth to my face and kind of make the cheeks blend together. This is the Leopard palette, but with the snake outside. I guess I could have just used this mirror too. So first impression on the face palette, really nice. I really like, the blush color is pretty. The highlighter is very reflective. The contour shade is definitely contour on me, but when I added the bronzer, worked really well. And this brightening shade is really nice. My under eyes are definitely brighter and smooth. Like, it definitely had like a smoothing, brightening effect. So not bad. If they have, you know, I don't know how many shades they have, and I don't know how inclusive they are as like shade range as far as depth goes, but if this is something that you think is pretty and if you think it would work with your skin tone, I think it might be worth checking out, but we'll see, you know, as I use it more and in my final thoughts later. But first impression, it's really pretty. I don't need this. My face is looking pretty matte right now, but I do want to show you what this looks like. So it has a little mirror here, got the powder puff. I like that it's a blue color. And then you open it up here and you've got a piece of something and then the powder. So it just looks white. I'll put some on the back of my hand. Ooh. It is very finely milled, very finely milled. I see why they have this little paper thing in there too. And then I'll put some on the back of my hand. So yeah, it's just translucent, it's disappearing, it's kind of brightening and mattifying. Like my skin has nothing on it, but I can tell that that part of my hand is more matte now. So I will try this when I feel like I actually need to matte my skin, because for some reason I don't today. And I'll give you feedback when I've tried that. Okay, so now it's time to try the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna put some primer down. This is the NARS. I put it down for everything. I have oily eyelids, so nothing really stays if I don't. But I'm gonna put some of that on. And then we're gonna try out this gorgeous palette. I think Annette's Makeup Corner has used their palettes a few times and she's liked them. And I know they have a few other ones. Some of them are more neutral. Nothing is like outlandishly colorful, but I think it fits with the vibe of the brand. So I'm excited to try this. I'm gonna just use the mattes first and then we'll see what we do. So I'm gonna go with my Rephr 15 Max. This is very similar to the 15 itself. If you already have that, it's just a little fluffier. So I'm gonna try that and I'm gonna just work my way through the mattes. So we're gonna try this shade first, which is Thrush. No, that's a shiny shade. This is Warbler. So pick up a little bit, picks up nicely. And because they're really skinny pans, I mean, my eye brush fits, but I'm just doing this. And let's run that in the crease. Okay. It's a nice color. It's very soft and subtle, but it looks very pale in the pan, and it definitely picks up a little bit darker. It's a little bit of a peachy undertone, but I think it'll be a good transition shade for me / anybody lighter than me. If you're in that medium to light medium range, you could use this as a transition, or anyone paler, I'm sure. I don't think, if you're medium tan or darker, you might want to use this as like a highlight, but I wouldn't use it as a transition shade. And then with the same brush, I'm gonna go into the next darker matte, which is the same spot on the other side. So that's Swan. It's pretty warm, but it makes sense with the red that they would have warmer browns. They're a pretty color, but they're like a peachy brown, which I appreciate. I like a peachy color. They're very smooth. They're blending out really nicely. This is a nice formula so far. I mean, they're also pale and neutral shades so far, so I would expect them to perform well, but that doesn't always mean. I can definitely tell that it is more of a luxury brand. Luxury eyeshadows, in my experience, are a little bit more on the buildable side, and tend to be a little softer, require less blending. You know, they're not like an indie shadow or a melt shadow that's like super pigmented and might take a little bit more effort to blend. I mean, not all indie shadows take effort to blend. Like Nomad shadows blend really easily. A lot of indie shadows blend easily, but you know, they tend to be a little bit more on the pigment side. Nice soft wash of peach. I'm gonna try the darker shade. I'm gonna pick up, not that. I'm gonna pick up, this is a 13. Do I have two 13s? That one's dirty. Yeah, so a 13. And I just stuck my fingernail on one of the shadows. I went to pick it up and I jabbed into the blue. Oh no. It's very soft and creamy though. It's a really pretty color. That makes me sad. I ruined it. Okay, let's try the darker brown. It's the last shade. Picks up nice dark chocolatey brown. Okay, that's pretty. Not the darkest. Again, I think if you're darker than me, you could still use this. It's building. Okay, it's building nicely. Yeah, this is a nice formula to work with. I'm having to dip in. This is my, I have to like, it's such a small brush and such a small pan. I'm just going swipe, swipe. But I'm not having to kick off anything. But even if I did, let's see. A little bit comes off. But it's performing really nicely. These are blending together, built up. I mean, I didn't think that they would be bad for the price, and they have good reviews and everything I've seen, but there's a difference between seeing reviews and hearing good things about a brand and then actually trying it. And then I'm just using that first brush and just going back and forth just to make sure everything's nice and blended. That's really pretty. Okay. The red shade, let me see. I'm gonna kind of lightly swatch the red shade in the middle. Oh, that's really pretty. That would be a pretty blush. Okay, so I did a couple swatches very lightly. I don't want to push too hard and ruin the embossing, but it does seem, it is, I would say it is just a matte red, but it's a really soft, pretty red. I think you could use that with this more satin brick shade right here to make a really pretty, and like the dark shade that I'm using, that could be a really pretty look. I might try the blue shimmer, especially after jabbing my finger into it. But I really like for an everyday neutral, you know, shaping of the eye, this is really pretty. So I'm gonna do this dark shade on the other side and then I'll be right back. Okay, so really like the way that looks. Let's see, so for shimmers, we've got this like almost white shade. We've got kind of a champagne, and then we've got the copper and the blue that I jabbed my finger into. I'm gonna use this as the inner corner highlight, and then I think I'm gonna try the blue. It is my favorite color. I've got to see how it looks, you know? So I'm gonna grab a Refer 21 brush, my go-to shimmer brush. I'm gonna pick up the highlight kind of shade. I feel so bad ruining this. Like, it looks like a piece of art. Like, I don't wanna destroy it, you know? Okay, that's really pretty. But I don't like to be too precious with my makeup. Like, I want them to look nice and not look disgusting, but I want to use them at the same time. Like, that's why you have it. I have a bunch of $100 palettes. I'm going to use them. I used to think like, oh, it's special, I can't use it. But like, I got over that really fast. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the like white almost shade. And oh yeah, that's really bright. So if you like a really bright inner corner or brow bone or something, or if you're just really fair, it doesn't look like it's picking up on the brush, but it definitely is. Okay, let's try the blue. The one issue is like the pans are pretty small, but all of my brushes have fit in them. So like, as long as you're not using like even, like some of my really, really big, like this is a big brush that fits my whole eye, and that wouldn't really fit, but like everything else, like here's a Sonuji blender, like that would fit in there. Yeah, that fits in there fine. So like, I have no issue with the pan size. And then let's see. Okay, it did pick up. Let's try putting that out here. Okay, it's a pretty soft, sparkly blue. Might have to use my finger. That picked up sparkle and like some depth, but not, you know, like the color. It also is a pretty dark blue, so it might not be, I am swatching with my finger. It might not be, you know, oh, okay, no, that is pretty. I feel like this would look really nice over the Pat McGrath Intensify stick. I just did not grab it. So I will try that in the future and report back. Maybe in the pinned comment, I'll wear it to work this week or something. But finger's working well. And the embossings are thick enough that like, I'm doing this and they're still there, you can see them. Okay, I like the blue. It's really pretty. It's hopefully, I don't think it's gonna pick up on camera. It's a soft, darker blue, but there is a lot of sparkle in it. I will try to like insert something like in the bathroom or something where or I can use a flashlight. I'll try to insert something here, but it's really pretty. I think if you're scared of blue, this is, especially if you used it like as like on your lash line or under your eye, I think is a less intimidating blue than some others. It's very sparkly. And I think over something like the Pat McGrath Intensify stick or some glitter glue, you'd really get that sparkle. But just with a finger, it's still pretty. It's just not as intense as it might otherwise be. Okay, so I'm gonna finesse this real quick. I think I'm gonna use that same brush and blend the edges and then put on some mascara and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put on some mascara, did get a little bit right there. I need to clean up when it's fully dry. This shimmer is not the most impactful, but it is really pretty. And I think if you're scared of blue, it's an easy way to wear blue. But it's not as impactful as I often go with, especially with a blue, but it's a nice smoky blue. I feel like a tacky primer would help a lot. So Intensify stick, glitter glue, something like that, or like putting it down and then blending the edges with a matte, going that kind of route, not having mattes under it, might help it sparkle even more. But you can see some of the shades, like the highlight, are really blinding. So I'll swatch the copper. That's really pretty. I think that, sorry, I somehow cut the palm of my hand last night. Copper is really metallic. So I think the blue is just like a softer, less intense blue, probably because most people don't want that, but it's really pretty. But if you want more of an intense shade, I would go with like the copper or, one of the highlights. The copper, yeah, compared to so there's the inner corner highlight, there's the champagne shade, which is a little softer. So the copper is definitely high impact metallic. So there's different formulas there, depending on what you want. And I think it's smart to have the copper be more metallic than the blue, because that's what most people are gonna want. Kind of wish I would have tried the copper, but whatever I can try that tomorrow. Okay, so my lip balm's basically gone, or the YSL Candy Glaze is basically gone, so I'm gonna try the lip again. So I did try this last night. Again, this is the shade M1311, My One and Only. That's the shade name. I really love the component. Like, it's so over the top. Like, it's kind of camp how over the top this is, which I appreciate. And then it's a pretty standard bullet lipstick component, but with, a decent amount of product, really pretty embossing. And it's a really pretty comfortable formula. So this is a matte lip. I did wear this yesterday while we were hanging out with my best friend, and glides on really smoothly. And it feels really nice. It doesn't feel like a dry matte. Actually, I don't really know what I would compare this to. It's such a pretty color. This is like my everyday kind of lip color. So really happy that this is the one they sent me. It's soft. It's kind of like a soft powder texture, like a creamy powder. It's not creamy, velvety like Lisa. It's not like the Pat lipstick. It's not like a ColourPop that I've tried. Like there's so many lipsticks I've tried. I've not tried any that feel exactly like this, where it's like soft and feels kind of powdery, but in like a good way. Like I've used liquid lipsticks. It feels kind of like a stick version of the Kaleidos. Well, no, the Kaleidos lip glaze are more clay-like. The Lethal Cosmetics liquid lipsticks are kind of like that powdery, soft effect. I don't know what I would describe this as, but it is a little powdery, but soft, and like, because I have hydrated lips, it just like turned into kind of a cream. Really pretty. I love this color. Let's see if it definitely does transfer. It doesn't look overly shiny. Like it doesn't look like a cream lipstick. I would say it's kind of just satin, but powdery satin, if that makes sense. But really beautiful. I really like this color, and the formula is really nice. I wore it last night for a few hours. Like we ate dinner, we played cards for hours and drank and hung out, and I forgot I was wearing it, and then I went to the bathroom and I was like, oh, I have lipstick on because I didn't have any other makeup on. So I was like, whoa. I just wanted to try it. So it wore very comfortably for like 4 hours last night. So that's not a first, this is a second impression. So let's wrap up. Lipstick, love it. Component over the top, but in a fun way, so cool. Packaging on everything is just gorgeous. Like that's why I wanted to try them. This is even like blue to purple iridescent, like a duochrome. There's like some red, there's some gold around the edges. Like it's really, really beautiful. By the way, this is 10.8 grams of product, and this is 12.8 grams of product. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I would say you probably have like 2 ounces for the red, or 2 grams for the red, and then like a gram for some of these, or around, and then probably just under a gram for most of these little ones, and then like a gram for these and 2 grams for this or something. It's my estimate. The powder feels nice on the hand. I did try it on my face yesterday briefly, but I didn't have any other makeup on. I just wanted to see what it looked like if it had pigment, and it is definitely a translucent, like sheer matte. So if I might take this to work with me. I have a backup Kosas cloud set at work in case I get shiny, but this might also be a nice, like, am I getting shiny? Let's powder my face kind of thing. Even more so than the Kosas because it's a little more oil absorbing, it feels like. Face palette, prettiest packaging. Like I'm overwhelmed by the packaging, and the embossing is just so pretty. Contour looks nice, looks very natural. I could put a little bit under my chin as well. I didn't do that yet. Okay, face palette, beautiful, like just gorgeous packaging. Feels hefty and nice. It will look nice sitting on a vanity if you have one. I don't. Which is also why I have nowhere to put the jewelry box. Just love the embossing. The colors here are really pretty. This is a nice contour. I will use it as a contour. I think it worked really well. It looks very natural. The powder highlight is actually surprisingly blurring and really pretty. I mean, I thought it would brighten, but it like smoothed really well. The House Labs concealer is also a very smoothing under eye concealer. The blush, really pretty, buildable, natural kind of flush. This is blinding. This is, I was not, for how natural these are, I wasn't expecting how blinding this is. But if you're into that, that's really pretty. I will keep using this and let you know what I think as I use it, of course. And then the eyeshadow palette. I do think the blue could benefit from the Intensify stick or something. I will try that this week. The copper, I don't think needs that. The mattes perform really nicely. They're a soft, buildable formula. They're one of those mattes that kind of just blends themselves because they're so soft and fluffy that, like, as I put it down, it was just like blended in. And then when I went into the darker shade, it just like blended into the other one. Like, no effort. So if you like the color story and you want, they definitely feel like a high-end eyeshadow. So if you want ultra pigment, like Melt Cosmetics pigments or Kaleidos, or you want something like a shimmer, like an indie shimmer, you're not gonna get that in here, but I wouldn't expect that. But for that high-end luxury kind of formula, it really is that, and it's beautiful. So if you like a high-end luxury formula and you like pretty packaging, I think these are worth checking out. I think it's really beautiful. I'm very thankful that Florasis sent this to me. Very grateful. Like I said, they are having their Black Friday sale starting. I'm pre-filming this by a few days because I have so much stuff coming out. Some stuff is being pre-filmed by like a few days, some stuff by weeks, just because when I have the time, do it. Like I'm gonna film 2 things after this, I think. Yeah, the Black Friday sale, I think, starts around when this video is going up. And I think it's a pretty long one. I think it's like the rest of the month, but I'll have all the details in the description box like normal. I'll have a link. And then, like I said, if they provide me with a code or any kind of discount on top of that, or any kind of, special, I'll have it all in the description box and let you know. So, just very, very grateful they sent this to me. I need to fix this a little bit of mascara. Very thankful. Thank you for sending this. The person that I talked to, her name was Amanda. She's been great. Yeah, I think my skin looks really nice. I like this makeup look. I'm gonna go film a couple more videos. So let me know in the comments below what you think of the products. Have you tried them before? All of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Part of why I have this channel. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. It really helps, and I'll see you in my next video.